These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
I don't want to spoil the other Write That Down, the Purple Daily version, but if this version is even half as off the rails as the Purple Daily version, then we're going to have a good time here on the OG edition of Write That Down, the only show in America that actually puts statistics next to our predictions and holds each other accountable. Here's how it works. It's 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable predictions. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate like Tyler is about to, you can send Dex a message through the Score North app. And Nicolay Law is presenting today's predictions. Nicolay Law, the exclusive personal injury law firm of Score North podcasts. They know that when you or a loved one gets injured, ordinary life can come to a stop and things can get complicated. That's where Nicolay Law comes in with a guiding hand. They're proud to serve the Twin Cities communities that they live in. They're just normal, everyday folks that happen to have law degrees that can help you get the compensation you deserve after an accident. Fear the flannel, as Russell Nicolay would say. So if you've been injured, get Minnesota's local award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay, nicolaylaw.com, or give them a call at 1-855-NICOLAY. All right. Boy, that got wacky on Purple Daily.
Yeah, we try it and repeat it on this one, but I'm not sure that we could recreate the magic of the Aquanus.
I will say, just self-reporting, 90% of that was on me. I was the protester. And I feel like Judd was just kind of along for the ride while Mackey and I were bickering back and forth on
I'm a live and let
how to
live
settle
type of
this
guy
debate.
on this. I'm a live and let live type of guy.
Well, we needed to figure out the
Like,
rules
whatever
of the
we
quarterback
decide.
cesspool challenge. You know,
Yes,
there's only,
you're right.
I was
And
fine either way. Now you can tune in and find out what was bickered about and decided, but I was fine either way.
But the thing is, like, if you're kind of fine, if you're Switzerland and you're kind of fine either way, but Declan is like adamantly opposed to what we're about to do, then I have to decide, okay, am I like adamantly opposed to what, am I on the the far end of where Declan is, or could I listen to Declan?
I reserve my venom for the teams, not for our games. Because I'm not a games guy, so like I'm fine with it. But
would
like,
you rather us not play quarterback cesspool challenge?
No, I enjoy it.
It's a great game.
I enjoy it. I'm just saying I'm not really passionate about how it's structured. No, I enjoy it, but I'm just saying I'm not really I'm not super competitive about like games at heart. Like I'm far more competitive about the actual competitions I cover and being like, don't be a stupid ass. Where I feel like the majority of folks are like, I'm just watching the game, or they like the team, right? Okay. Like to me, what the Twins do, I take it personally.
I'm so out to the side rant on board game night. Any time, and I'm by the way, I am totally okay with going to a party and the friends playing the board game and me just spectating and watching. I don't want to participate, though.
That's kind of weird, though, right? Like if 4 other people are playing a board game, you're just lurking with a drink in your hand.
Yeah.
Dawn's
I'm
family
happy,
loved
though.
games. They loved games. And I hate my hatred for games. I swear to God, it started in high school. Once I started drinking, and you would go to a friend's house and be like, let's play quarters. Let's play this. I'm like, no, let's just.
Well, drinking games that expedite a casual drinking process. That's
no, but I'm saying from then on, I'm like, let's not. You know what? I'd rather watch TV than play games.
Oh, so we should do a snake draft of drinking games, or like a snake draft of games.
I just remember quarters, and I was like, this is stupid. Why am I sitting here? Just give me the damn beer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to add this to the snake
draft. Give me back my beer
for sure, man. So anyways, here's I love these side streets today. So it's 3 predictions from everybody each week, as we said. I think I said this already, but batting averages and home runs. And then if you want to be a guest listener participant, like Tyler is about to, send Dex a message through the Score North app. Let's start with Judd's accountability here. It's not
I got 1 here.
I'm not looking forward to this either.
I nearly had 2, but I think I got only 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Prediction 1. Was that Royce would have 3 or more home runs between last Wednesday and this week's Write That Down. And I believe I got 1. He hit the 3-run shot on Sunday, and I didn't. I was hoping in Tampa Bay, because it's not exactly a hard park to hit home runs in. I was hoping I would get a couple there.
You did what my wife and I joke around about this. What she will do is she will verbalize a portion of a thought that's in her head in full.
Yeah.
So she'll say, Yeah. So that thing, that's what Judd just did.
I've done
Where
that.
he said something about the only the one.
Dawn. Yeah. A lot of my blabbering frustrates my lovely
partial
wife.
thoughts.
I will say that. I tend to. I know it's going to shock you. I tend to talk a lot, including to the dog. Who rolls her eyes.
I'm the opposite, and as someone who talks for a living, I would say it's more of me having to very gently, which probably not so gently, and trying not so politely, saying, "Can we just stop talking for a minute? Can we just
really?
sit here in the silence?
That's how Dawn is.
Like
Dawn
road trips, there's some days where I'm just like, hey, we got a few hours in the car here. Let's just listen to the tunes. Let's just focus on
okay.
it.
Wow. I am that way internally too. Like I need, after doing this for 3 or 4 hours and blabbing about Minnesota sports, I'll sometimes just need a couple hours. I don't know that I've ever said it that way, like in a car ride setting. Hey, listen, can we shh.
Does she not get mad at you?
My cues are like, you guys know this. If I'm annoyed, it's very obvious. I don't hide it when I'm annoyed. I'm very bad at that. So she'll pick up like, hey, do you want me to stop talking? And I'll just say yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah. See, that doesn't happen with me. Like if I express annoyance or frustration, there's a 95% chance I get quashed. Like I'll just be told that I'm in trouble, or I'll get in trouble for that. Like I can't say that. Like if I was to say now, first of all, when Dawn gets home from work, she does not want to talk, and I do because I like to workshop my takes and things like that. But if we're in a car and I was like, hey, let's quiet down for a second, I think the rest of the car ride,
let's
very icy car ride for the Zolgad. So your wife's far more patient.
Down. Judd, you also said Max Brosmer will throw 2 or more touchdowns against North Carolina.
Whoops.
And that Astros pitcher that threw a no-hitter earlier this year, Ronel Blanco, would be sent to the minors at some point. He's been very good.
Yeah, that was just a thought that he might be sent down. Just a Hail Mary.
Yeah. I said Brandon Ayuk could be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I did say Lewis Seen would sign with another team's practice squad, not 53-man roster, sometime before week 1. Buffalo Bills. Let's go. Listener Will said the Gopher football team would go 3-0 against North Carolina, Rhode Island, and UCLA.
2-1 maybe. UCLA is going to be awful.
Are they worse than the Gophers?
How about to say though? Where's the bar?
I think they are worse than the Gophers. I think their coach is 1 year and done.
Rhode Island there's no spread because they're like a subdivision team. I think I saw
FCS, right?
Yeah, FCS,
not FBS.
But I do wonder what that's gonna entail on Saturday. And then Declan, not a great week either. Yeah. You said the Twins would have a 3-game winning streak sometime in the last week. The Twins would sign Hector Neris. The Astros scooped him. And Carlos Correa and Byron Buxton would be back on the active roster by September 1st.
Yeah.
Ugh. That didn't work. Neither one of those guys. So with that on the season here, the OG edition of Write That Down, I'm batting 402. Listeners batting 362. Declan 358. Judd 326. Listeners lead with 10 home runs. I have 8. You guys each have 7. Career stats all time. Declan leads with a 360 batting average. Judd with 337 career hits. Listeners lead with 65 career home runs. All right. I think we only have the audio feed here of Tyler, listener Tyler, via satellite. Tyler, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty well. It's been a day of bickering across the shows here. So what is your background as a Minnesota sports fan, Tyler? Give us your story.
Grew up here in Minnesota. Always loved sports since I was a little kid. Vividly remember going to Metrodome to watch games. Now, since the new Twin Stadium opened, been there a bunch. Just whole life always been a Minnesota guy.
How would you rank your allegiances?
Like which teams in order?
Yeah.
I've always loved baseball, but I got to go Vikings. Then I got to go Wolves, since recently they've been doing pretty good here, and Twins, and then Wild. Not a big hockey guy, but those are fun games to go to, I have to admit.
Yeah. By the way, I think I'm pretty sure I missed. Who was it that made the prediction about recreating the Jefferson or the Moss? Was that a listener?
I made it like a year or two ago, and I made it in the calendar
you put
year.
A deadline on it.
And I honestly think though it might have been like a 2-year debt. Like I was like, I'll give myself 2 years. I didn't want to have the Larry Brown esqueness of this prediction, so I did give an end date. Yes,
Sometimes
I
you
did.
can't give end dates. You gotta stretch that thing out.
I did make
When
this
are we gonna
prediction.
see the actual photo? Like I've seen 4 things from the photo shoot. Just give me the actual photo.
And I do think listeners made it too.
I think they said it would come out in like November. The picture would.
Okay.
I don't know why they're holding it, but
it's sort of weird because they're like releasing the photo shoot sort of, and it's like, okay, let's just see the photo. It's cool. That's great. Poster.
Boy, don't put end dates, kids. That's the lesson here.
Do people still hang posters? Do kids still hang posters?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kids still hang posters. It's also like, speaking of other snake drafts, Barstool Sports did. They've been doing a ton of snake drafts. They do
Mount Rushmores, right?
They do Mount Rushmores, but it's basically a snake draft. That's what I also don't get. It literally is a draft from one end to the other, like a snake draft. And they did things in a college house and posters, like hilarious posters were one of the items on there. So yes, I do think it still exists.
Who was the one? There was a late '90s. Can't remember her name. She was a model that I feel like half the guys in high school and college had like the same poster. Can't remember her name.
Carmen Electra?
Wasn't Carmen Electra.
I think 90s.
Kathy Ireland.
Pam Anderson?
Nah, not Pam Anderson, not Kathy Ireland. I'll think of it before the end of the show here. Got to be careful what I Google. But
yeah.
Let's start with Tyler's first prediction and then over to Judd, Declan, and then I will round it out.
Write this down.
Tyler, you're in the batter's box, sir.
So just for clarification, you guys did the cesspool challenge on Write That Down or on Purple Daily today, right?
Yep, we've made our picks already. Yep.
Okay, then I will scratch that one.
I mean, you can. Do you have a prediction about what would you?
My prediction was going to be about somebody that one of you guys were going to choose.
I mean, I think you could do that because you haven't we haven't posted the episode as of the recording of this, so.
Okay.
It would come off the board instantaneously if you want it because we already know who we picked.
Okay, then let's do that. So. Write that down.
Write this down.
One of you 3 chose Sam Darnold as a quarterback for the cesspool challenge.
Oh man, you were close,
dude. Okay, it came down. I had the third pick, and I said I'm going to pick one of the 2 quarterbacks in this game, either Darnold or Daniel Jones, and I leaned toward Daniel Jones. So Sam Darnold still on the board.
My reasoning was it was a good matchup, hoping one of you guys would take him before you take all the good quarterbacks. So
it is. It's a road game.
A good strategy.
It's a new system. He hasn't mastered it by any means. You know, he's still trying to figure it out. It's the nerves of being back in New York, to the stadium where he was seeing ghosts a few years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Write this down.
Booing him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for him. Okay, over to Judd for your first prediction.
All right, write this down. This man right here, Carlos Correa, will not play again in the regular season.
Wow.
I got the bobblehead here. In better days, C4, see you later. Carlos Correa will not play again in the regular season.
Wow. So that means he's out probably for the season, right? I mean,
yeah, but I don't want to. But just in case he comes back for, they get in the playoffs, which looks like probably still a pretty good probability because the rest of the teams around them melted down when they did. So regular season, Carlos Correa does not play again.
When they lost 9 of 12, their playoff odds actually increased over that time before that 9 of 12 skip.
I did the math on Cleveland, Kansas City, and Boston, and Kansas City was the only team during that stretch to go 500, And they had, I believe, by the end of August, lost 5 or 6 consecutive games. And now I think they're at 7. So, like everybody else, the Twins, by all rights, should have fallen out of the wild card place. Like they should have gone to 4th or 5th. And the rest of the league sucks so bad that they couldn't. So, I mean, you talk about horseshoes, they got a horseshoe up their butt.
Write this down.
Speaking of playoff foes for the Twins, write this down. The Twins will play the Orioles in the MLB playoffs. Now, I'm just going to quantify it at some point in the playoffs. Could be wild card, could be divisional. I don't know if they make the LCS. Yeah, maybe. Huh?
First time since 1970.
But the Twins will play the Birds.
Yeah.
Baltimore, Gunnar Henderson, all the Birds there. They'll play them at some point in the playoffs. Write it down.
They are 0-6 all time in playoff series against Baltimore.
With the last one coming in 19.
Yeah, they played them back to back in the first 2 years that baseball went to divisions. They were the American League West champion. Baltimore won the AL East in 69 and 70 and swept them both times.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Write this down.
All right. By the way, I just got a notification that there's internet issues in my area. So if I'm going to
don't you love to get that while we're recording?
Yeah. So there's nothing I can do unless the internet gods decide to stop tinkering here. So let me know if you need to say goodbye to me. Just punt me. But write this down. Okay.
Write this down.
The Florida State fan who deleted all of his social media accounts after being called to the carpet to go forward with his vow to eat poop out of a plastic cup with a spoon. He will be, write it down, he will be found and he will be held accountable and forced to eat poop before the end of September. That Florida State fan, you can run, but you can't hide. People will find you.
I would think that would potentially kill you, considering the bacteria.
Could definitely infect. Yes, I don't think you. Yes,
I don't think you were
safe assumption.
Meant to. Anyway, okay.
I mean, listen, you want to make a bold proclamation like that on social media and then delete your account. You're a coward.
The thing about it is Florida State's not good. The guy was an idiot. Like, what are you doing?
Even Florida State fans are coming to terms with like, yeah, okay, the playoff committee was probably right last year. Okay, we were fraudulent the entire time.
Exactly.
Write this down.
Back to Tyler via satellite.
All right, I love the Twins, but I'm going to be negative for a minute. Write that down. The Twins will blow at least a 3-run lead in the playoffs.
Oh, my God.
So
and lose the game?
And lose the game, yes.
Okay. Just want to be clear.
Well, that's all.
After watching the Twins these past few weeks, it's just been so hard it's been difficult.
I mean, I'm with the analytics that say their playoff odds have increased, as Declan said, over the last 3 weeks.
I'm not saying they're going to get knocked out, but it's some of the pitching that we got going on and maybe some play at second base has not been ideal.
So, all right, we'll see.
Write this down.
It's a negativity. Judd?
All right. More show and tell. This man here, Royce Lewis, will start no fewer than 3 games at second base the remainder of the season. He doesn't like it. He doesn't want to. It appears Baldelli does not care. Be very curious to know what's going on behind closed doors, but at least 3 starts at second base for the remainder of the regular season.
What old Plouffe, his comments kind of blew up across the internet from the Score North Twin show yesterday.
Great.
Yes, it did.
He's just being honest, man. He's speaking from experience. He's being honest, and hopefully everyone can sort of take it for. I mean, he wants the Twins to win, and he comes on our show and he speaks the truth. And it was awesome. If you didn't see or listen to that episode yesterday. Mm-hmm. Okay, back to Declan.
Write this down.
All right, write this down. Byron Buxton will hit a home run in one of his first 3 games back with the Twins.
Okay.
Just looking for a hit here. I have enough at bats where it's not a home run, a touchdown like prediction, but he'll hit a home run in one of his first 3 games back. Probably back on Friday, most likely with the Twins. So one of his first 3 games, Buck will go yard.
Playing the entire game tonight on Wednesday, correct?
That's the plan.
Because he played Monday, they were off Tuesday, and then he's going to play the entire game tonight.
Okay, I'm going to piggyback with some more Twins positivity here, some positive Phil.
Write this down.
Now, our guy Zebby Matthews, the Zebmeister, So it looks like he had his next start pushed a little, but he is in the rotation still, I think, for this weekend against the Royals. Or is that not? Before I make a prediction, is he still in the rotation officially?
Dex?
I think technically he is.
Okay. Because Henriquez is starting today, right?
And Varland's there, I think, probably as the bulk guy. I think Henriquez will be their opener.
Okay.
And then Varland's probably their bulk guy. So Zebby in line to pitch then on Friday at Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah.
So write this down then. You guys
Write this down.
Everyone's writing him off, right? They got beat 15-0 in his last start. He gave up 9 runs in 2 innings. ERA ballooned up to 7.41, but I have faith in the resilience of the Zebmeister. In his next start, write it down. Zebby Matthews will go at least 5 innings and give up 2 earned runs or fewer. Write it down.
Write this down.
Okay.
My guy. A 5-inning machine. 2 times for the order and fly. Let's go.
Write this down.
Okay, back to Tyler for your third and final prediction.
So I'm going to go with Timberwolves here. Clarification, the in-season tournament, how many, is it one person from each division, right? Makes it into the final and then they play that out?
It's one team from each division or grouping, and then like a wild card, I want to say, and then it's quarterfinals, semifinals.
They're groupings, though,
finals.
right?
Yeah,
are those,
they're groupings. I don't think
I don't
they
know
are
if they're
divisions.
all within divisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. So write that down. The Timberwolves will make it out of the grouping, but they will not win the in-season tournament.
Wow. No faith in hanging a banner. By the way, if they do win the in-season tournament, I know people made fun of the Lakers. Dude, you hang the biggest ass banner in the rafters at Target Center.
Yeah. The Lakers deserved it. The Wolves need banners, to be honest with you.
I'd probably hang a banner for advancing to the finals of the in-season tournament, and then another banner for winning the in-season tournament. A banner for winning your pool, a banner for getting to the in-season final, and then it's 3 banners potentially.
Yay for us.
And hopefully a Kevin Garnett jersey up there too.
Yeah. At some point it'll happen. Tyler, great work with your predictions here. Since you've got this life-changing platform, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that helped you get to this moment?
I gotta thank my buddy Zach for putting me on to you guys a few years ago. Been listening every day since that day. And gotta thank you guys for putting out great content every day. I'm waiting at work, waiting for you guys at about noon every day, waiting for the podcast to come out so I can go through my day and listen to it. So thank you guys.
You're awesome.
Awesome, man. Tyler, thank you, dude. We appreciate the kind words, and we'll do it again sometime.
All right. Thank you, guys.
There he is. Tyler, guest listener, predictor. This final round of predictions is brought to you by Park Dental, brought to you by My Clean Teeth.
Let's see those pearly whites. Let's see
Right
them.
here.
Oh, look at those.
There. Yeah. That's right. There's me on the
strutting
YouTube
in.
channel strolling in to get my teeth cleaned at Park Dental. No cavities, boys. I didn't get my first cavity until I was like 28 years old. Had a couple in my early 30s. Cavity free once again.
Nice.
Park Dental is my new dentist as of last month. I've heard great things about them over the years, and I'm happy to be a Park Dental client. Now you can schedule your checkup at parkdental.com. Convenient locations throughout the Twin Cities and Western Wisconsin. Convenient hours. Many practices are open at 7 a.m. too, so you can get in there before work. Parkdental.com. Okay, gents.
Write this down.
Final trip around the room here. Judd.
Okay, I feel there was a move made by the Twins with their minor league teams this week that's been slept on a bit, but it's a precursor, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you right now, Sports Dad is into interpretation. Royce Lewis, I don't want to talk about playing second base. That means you're mad. Next day, let's stop with the games. Well, here's another one. Write this down. Emmanuel Rodriguez will play no fewer than 50 games in center field for the Twins next season. I also think he's being fast-tracked because they are sick and tired, and this is partially their fault, but I totally get it, I think they are sick and tired of saying, Byron Buxton's playing now. We're all set. Oh, he's not. Oh, hey, Austin Martin, can you play center? Yeah. Oh, hey, Judd, you want to play center? We got nobody else to play center. Emmanuel Rodriguez is a big-time prospect. He plays the position, and quite frankly, I think they need to be prepared for Buxton just to be done at some point, way before that contract is done. They are hurting themselves by not having a real plan. Emmanuel Rodriguez is a real plan. I think he's up next year, and I think he plays no fewer than 50 games off the record. I wouldn't be surprised if he's played as many or more games as Buxton does in center, because Byron is a wild card every year.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. He's like 21 years old still.
Well, and they're fast-tracking guys now way more than they did when they started, and I actually like it.
Yeah. By the way, so Emmanuel Rodriguez is an on-base machine in addition to having other tools. You know, he's good. Fast. He can hit for power, like you said, play some center field.
Yep.
And he has a career minor league on-base percentage of .423 as a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just plate discipline and all of it.
You know, at some point in time, this like Buxton thing, I mean, God bless him and he works hard, but he, you know, he's just not reliable.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel Rodriguez might be, and as Phil just said, he's being fast-tracked, and those stats are impressive.
Yep. Yeah, he's a stud.
Write this down.
Just stay healthy.
Stud.
Too.
All right, write that down. Last one for me. I'm going to put a football primetime prediction, my 3-item parlay that I like to bring to the table each week. Primetime parlay. The Chiefs, Niners, and Dolphins all win in week 1 in their primetime matchups.
Okay.
Chiefs, Niners,
It's
Dolphins.
time for some football.
Are we sending Tirico and Collinsworth to Brazil?
Stay in your hotel
And are we
room.
telling them they can't
You
leave the
might
hotel
get
room?
stabbed outside. Stay in your hotel room just to be safe for Friday.
Night.
Okay, write this down. I'm going to make also a parlay
Write this down.
prediction here. Let me pull up. I was going to do a season-long one because I think the Rams are going to win their division, but I can probably... You know what? I can do... I'll do that one for this because we can do parlays any week here. The Rams will win the division. I think I'm bullish on the Rams. The Rams are going to win the National Football Conference Western Division. 49ers, I think it's going to be, you know... Their offensive line was not great last year. Trent Williams, another year older. Also, like, can you really be 37 and not practice throughout the entire training camp?
Well, he is
and
a
just
freak.
step in.
Yeah. I'm more concerned about McCaffrey. I think there's a lot of wear and tear there now. A lot of wear and tear.
Yeah, Dax.
FYI, I goofed I already said the prediction, so it's locked in. The Dolphins don't play their primetime game till next week. But I mean, I said the prediction, and I guess it still counts. Those three teams will win their respective games.
Okay.
It's still.
Didn't you say prime time?
Yeah.
I think
2 of the 3
have
are in
to play
prime time.
time.
He said prime time.
So the
Dolphins have the
prediction
Jags
is
too,
wrong,
so
wrong.
not a gimme by any means.
What? I'm sorry.
I mean, Declan's kind of at the mercy of how technical we want to be. We could probably strike this as a wrong prediction immediately, but I'm willing to just let the games
what
play
this is
out.
like?
Let's let the action be decided.
He
on
got
the
a
field
double and
play.
missed first base.
Yeah, we could appeal this.
So call time in. Pitcher has to get set. Walks off. Appeal play.
Why do they have to do that, by the
John
way?
Hirschbeck,
Why can't you just... If a guy misses first base... That's the funny thing. If the umpire sees it, he can't call it unless
not his
the
job.
opposing team appeals. So why can't it just be, he missed first base, and if he touches the next base, he's out? But the ump has to sit there on that information.
Or the one where if a guy rounds second base, but then like a ball is caught, so he has to go back to first base. He's got to retouch second base, but the ump can't call that unless you appeal it. I love
How many
I'm sorry, I love the appeal process.
Are there umpires that can't sleep at night because they know that in Game 6 of the 1999 American League Championship Series, someone missed a base, it altered a game, and nobody appealed it?
It has
He's
to be
the only
appealed.
one that knew it.
It has to be appealed. I think I'd forget to look at the bases though.
If you're an ump,
Like if I was the first base ump and there's a ball hit to the corner, I'd
Dude.
probably watch the ball and I'd be like, he touched first.
I have no idea. Quite frankly, I wasn't paying any attention, but yeah.
When I umped Little League, and we had like a 2-man crew going, like I hated being a base ump. I'd much rather be a behind the plate ump. Much rather be a behind the plate ump.
Too many things going on.
Yeah, too many things going on. I'd rather just get those calls wrong behind the plate.
I did like 3 games once as like for Babe Ruth. I think it was 13-year-olds.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
I did like 2 games, 3 games, and that's like this is.
I liked it.
Me.
I umped both
Oh, really?
championship games.
Oh, wow, good for you.
I liked it.
I hated it.
I dug it.
Just,
I like to
can
score
see,
games.
I can
I'm
see
a
Judd
great official scorer.
ejecting both managers, a couple of parents, chugging 2 beers, and then just walking off the field.
You know what? I love baseball, and I love like official scoring. I love it. I just didn't enjoy umpiring at all.
No, it's a thankless job.
And you got to pay attention to a game that you honestly don't care about. It's 13-year-olds. What the hell do I care?
No. Well, those are your write that down predictions here.
Write this down.
The OG edition on Minnesota Sports with Mackey and
Internet
Judd.
worked. Knock on wood. Let's keep it going, Phil.
It was a little rickety there for a while on my end. I don't know, but we grinded through it. So,
It was fun.
we've got the Purple Daily Write That Down, bonus Purple Daily as well today. We've got a random twin of the week on the Score North Twin Show. So we are loaded across Score North podcast. See you guys for a Reckless Speculation Thursday tomorrow.